Okay, welcome to another episode from your boy, season 3, episode 7, from the world of From. Welcome to Fromville. I'm your host, your moderator. It's your boy, and From has been a very, very great show for me. I have watched it from start to finish. If you haven't seen From, it's on MGM Plus. Go check it out. The best show running thus far. All right, season 3, episode 7. This is a recap, and this is I forgot the name. Oh, These Fragile Lives. All right. So without further ado, let's get into today's topic. From season 3, episode 7, These Fragile Lives end with some devastation and shock, and a shocking cliffhanger involved Tilia, Fatima. Much of the episode focused on Fatima's ongoing internal struggles, which has been made complicated now that the ultrasound from season 3, episode 6 has shown she's no longer pregnant. Tiddler. You guys know I butcher people's names on consistent basis. Who is the first person to notice Fatima eating rotten corpse earlier in season 3, continues to support Fatima and Ellis as well. All right. In addition, Tilia, Fatima, and Ellis from the From cast are kept busy in this new episode. Donna continues to try to keep the Colony House residents safe from the ongoing threats posed by the town sinister focus. Jade and Tabitha try to use Tabitha to reveal about her childhood nightmares to find out new answers, while her mother remains occupied. Julia bonds with an unlikely resident. I don't think he's unlikely. I think she has some chemistry with them, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Okay, so here are some plots. Fatima kills Tilly. Now, I don't know if y'all seen the episode. This is going to be spoilers. I'm going to try to put everything under one roof, under one video, okay? So I do apologize for the spoilers, but if you haven't watched the episode, I suggest go watch the episode, then come back here, okay? How about that? We'll just compromise, all right? When Fatima is in the greenhouse at the end of the episode, she is consumed with this pain, this agonizing pain. Tilia sees Fatima in distress and tries to comfort her, but this turns into a deadly mistake as Fatima grabbed a pair of gardening shears and stabbed Tilia in the chest. Okay, who saw that coming? Fatima is immediately horrified by what she has done, screams for help, and at the last moment, Tilia tells Fatima to run. Ellis is the first to arrive at the scene, and he's seen his wife has murdered an innocent woman. All right. And let's stop right there. All right. One word get out among the township residents about Fatima has done most of them turning against her. Sarah is still vilified and feared, with even Victor recently calling Sarah the scariest person in the town. Fatima will likely take over that position. I do believe that once everyone finds out. If everyone finds out. Hold up. That will plague her. The fact that Sarah has not caused any trouble in a while, and its tragedy slowly, and this tragedy of losing Tidla, and to seeing Fatima commit such an act. All right, so let's get into this, okay? When I watched the episode, I did not see that coming. Okay, you guys know I've been watching the episodes. I thought Tilla was a solid character. I thought we was going to at least she was going to at least make it to. I thought definitely she was going to make it to this season and possibly season 4. Because they already done lost some characters, older senior citizen type characters. Even on episode 1, and I thought Tiddler was going to. Give me a second here. I thought she was going to take her place. Can't find her right now. And see, this is why I keep telling people these characters are not easy. It's like over 20 different characters. So the fact that you have to remember all of them is, if you don't have your computer screen out, you're not going to remember all of them. Okay? But Kenny's mother died in episode 1. All right? And I thought that Tiddler, whatever her name is, the Diddler, okay, I thought that she was going to take her place, and she passed in season 1. And I thought for myself, okay, well, she's going to be here on season. She's going to be the elder statesman in the Fromville universe, someone that everyone can gravitate to. She started off kind of spooky last season, because she just, something was odd about her. But I think the reason why I got that vibe from her, and the reason why a lot of people got that vibe from her, is it's just something was just off of her. Now, we later on found out that she was diagnosed with cancer, and she just came to the grip of, hey, look, I'm going to die regardless. If we somehow make it out of Fromville and we go into the real world, or if we stuck here, it is what it is. I already made this decision. I'm okay with it. Cool. All right. So she just gave me that. She last season, she just kept giving me that vibe. She kept she kept giving me the vibe this year, but slowly I got very comfortable with her. And I thought she was going to be the eldest statesman, everyone's favorite grandmother, and everyone gravitates to her, and she just comforts them and gives them some reasonable logic, all right? So to see her pass in yesterday's episode was a complete shocker to me. I'm really going to miss her, okay? Now, Fatima, she has morphed into the new strange person in Fromville, where everyone is not going to want to be around her, because Donna was already picking up that vibe. She talked to Boyd. She talked about how, hey, look, Fatima and her boyfriend's not going to be able to stay in the house because everyone is getting spooked off by Fatima. It's more so of Fatima, less so with her boyfriend. And she was just telling Boyd, hey, we're going to have to find some other place for those two to stay, because she's just freaking everyone out in the house. And Boyd understood what Donna was coming from, and Boyd was making the necessary arrangements for them to transition into the post office. Okay, so she's already giving off this vibe to the residents there, and I thought she was really changing in the episode where Dale, they had that town meeting and everyone was going everyone was going after not Sarah, not Julie's mother. Give me a second here. Jesus Christ, Chris. Like I said, you can't keep all these characters. And I had her name for a few seconds. Oh, Tabitha. So Tabitha escaped out of Fromville, and everyone was upset at her because everyone felt like she didn't make the necessary the necessary moves or decisions to get them help from Fromville. And even if she would have done that, who would have believed them? Because Victor's father had a hard time believing Tabitha. And for her to just go to the authorities or just go to somebody, everyone in the real world would have thought that she was crazy. They would have put her in the nut house. She would have been locked up. And then she would have really served no purpose, getting them out of Frontville or even coming back to Frontville. And I think Tabitha is a very big, important cog as far as them getting out of Frontville. Okay. I'm going to say that she's a big cog. A lot of message boards don't think that she's a big cog, but she's one of the big cogs. I feel like there's 3 big cogs in order for them to leave Frontville, and Tabitha is one of them. All right. So that's that with that analysis. So Fatima is acting weird, and everyone's not comfortable around her. And, she changed when they had that town hall meeting, and she was more animated. She was more vocal. She was more, it just seemed like she was really negative towards Tabitha. And I saw her changing then. Now, a lot of people felt like that she was changing. She was already that person episodes before the episode where Dale went to the bottle tree and he unfortunately passed. A lot of people felt like that she was changing even before then, but I noticed a complete change in Fatima with that scene. All right. I was trying to justify her eating the rotten food. Tilly was talking about how when she was pregnant, she would eat weird food, and this is normal for pregnant women to eat weird things. And I've heard a lot of pregnant women eating weird stuff, but rotten food. But hey, we're in Frontville. Frontville pregnancies are different from the real world's pregnancies, and I sort of kind of was co-signing and justifying that statement. But at the same time, when she was licking the blood off of the residents there who got shot, we're going to talk about that later on in this video. She was licking the blood off. That's when I said, okay, this is really getting spooky. This is really getting dark. This is really getting sinister. And she really started flipping when she found out she doesn't have a baby. I do feel like there's something in her. I don't think it's her imagination. Maybe it's the Frontville that's playing tricks with her. But I do feel like either it's a baby, but it's not going to be a human baby, or Fatima is going to morph and change into one of those sinister creatures that be walking in the night. Okay, so we're just going to have to wait and see how that plays out. Okay, Donna wants Fatima and Ellis to move out of Colony House. Okay, earlier in the episode, Boyd and Donna discussed the fact that Fatima is not pregnant and how she should handle the situation moving forward. Boyd is surprised and disappointed when Donna explained to him that she wants both Fatima and Ellis to move out of Colony House. Donna explains that she has looked out for the safety for everyone living in the Colony House, and she does not want the residents to be panicking or putting in unnecessary risk due to whatever's going on with Fatima. Donna knows all too well about what can happen in Colony House when one individual makes a poor decision, from the residents who let the one from monster in. And I remember that was in season 1. This dude was simping for one of these monsters, and this monster was playing with his mind, talking about they're going to be friends, this, that, and the third. He opens the window, let her in, they kissing and stuff. Next thing you know, he's dead. Okay, that monster let everyone else in, and that's when they had. That's when there was a lot of people dying in Colony House. Lucky that most of them survived that ordeal. Okay, so Dale accidentally stabbed. Wait a minute, hold up. During season 1, when Dale accidentally stabbed. Oh, I remember this. When Ellis, during an argument in season 2, even though Donna was just concerned, Boyd was irked by her suggestion. However, given what's happening between Fatima and Tilly, later in the episode, Donna was right. wanting Fatima separated from the colony house. Okay, I forgot about that. That was in season 1 when Dale, and I thought that was kind of weird because it didn't take that long for everyone to say, "Oh, well, that's just Dale being Dale. He just got spooked out." And I guess it's because, at the end of the day, Ellis survived that and forgiven Dale, and now Dale is cool in the colony house. Versus if the simp would have survived letting that monster in, and that monster ended up killing some people, they would have, never forgiven that decision. And now with Fatima killing Tilly, and no one knows as of right now, but when they do find out, she's going to be unforgiving about that. So I guess it's because of Ellis survived that ordeal, that accidental stabbing, while everyone was, that's just Dale being Dale. All right. So yeah. So let me talk about that real fast. I did cover it in the beginning of this video. Let me talk about that real fast, real quick. I think Donna made the right decision, and Donna is just going off of the recent decisions about Colony House. She's also going by what Fatima is going through, and everyone is uncomfortable about it. And it's like a live grenade. You throw a live grenade into a home, you don't know when it's going to go off. So she wants peace and safety from the other residents, because I'm pretty sure the other residents have been speaking to Donna about this situation. And Fatima has been giving off this weird vibe for the past couple of episodes, and it's just, reached this boiling point with the residents. So Donna has to look out for everyone in Colony House. Now, Ellis would have been welcome to stay, but she knew that if she puts out Fatima and don't put out Ellis, then that was going to be an issue. So she rather just get rid of both of them. Ellis she fears nothing with him, but with Fatima and her recent the things that she's been doing in these past couple of episodes, she had went from bad to worse. So yeah, I understand why Donna, made the decision like, hey, maybe it's not a good idea keeping them there. Maybe until we figure this thing out about the pregnancy or not, or figure out what's going on with Fatima. Once we figure all that stuff out, they're welcome to come back. But as of right now, no. Okay. Boyd was in the beginning kind of upset with Donna, but then he knew that this was the right decision to make. Now, so he's okay with it. He's on board with it. And he was going to set some living situations in the post office for Fatima and Ellis. And we all know that Boyd and Ellis, that's Boyd's son, by the way. So that's that. Now, this next thing that happened in yesterday's episode with the police officer, Stella, I think that's how you pronounce her name. Her real name is Samantha Brown, and Samantha Brown is the character of Estella. Is not acclimating well to life in the town and spins out of control in this episode. She goes into the diner, asks Kenny many questions, with Kenny doing his best to try to calm Estella down and to emphasize that unless she adapts, the town will get the best of her. Estella does not respond very well, storms out of the diner, followed by breaking into the sheriff's station and trying to find the gun Boyd has confiscated from her. Okay, let's stop right there. And before we begin breaking that part down in that episode, I first like to say this. I don't want to toot my own horn, but toot. I said in a previous video last week that I feel like Estella needs some busy work. She needs to, have positive vibes going through her mind instead of trying to figure out why is this and why does she stuck here, and she's already feeling the guilt of killing someone, an innocent person, by the way. And she's going through so many different mixed emotions. And, I don't think it has gone bad for worse, but it has gone from bad to borderline extremely bad with Stella. And I said that it would not surprise me none if Kenny or Boyd, but I think it's going to be more so Kenny, since Kenny is going through his situation with the passing of his mother. He's going to be in Colony House, and I think as far as security go with the town, I think he's going to do either one things. He's going to. I don't think he's going to just give her the position of security, but he's going to work. She's going to work alongside Kenny. All right. To help, maybe her best attribute being a police officer would be best served as maybe one of the town security people. Okay, just policing and making sure that the town is safe and things of that nature. Now, I don't think she's going to control the town. She's not going to take Boyd's position, but I do see her parlaying with Kenny from that aspect. And I said that in last week's episode. I don't know if a lot of people heard me say that, but I did say that, and it looks like it's phasing into that way. But let's go ahead and dive into this particular episode. First, with Estella going into the diner and confronting Kenny about questions she has about the town. And a lot of things that she was saying, I was saying the same thing in my first breakdown video of From why things are the way they are in this town, the way how the buildings are set up, the way how the houses are set up. Why is the train track so close to the houses? Why there's so many different mix and match pieces in this town? It's almost to the effect that they're walking in two different dimensions. Like the town is founded in one dimension, but when they walk a little further, they're walking into a completely different dimension, like it's a multi-universe. And it may not be two dimensions. It may be possibly 5 or 6 different dimensions all plaguing this town, okay? So I feel her on that, but I do understand what Kenny was saying. Like, look, there's you want a lot of answers to these questions. You're not going to be the first. You're not going to be the last that's going to have those same particular questions. And Kenny said, look, it's best for you to just say, look, it is what it is, accept them, or allow this town to make you go cray-cray, okay? Which is kind of funny to me. No one said that to Jade. No one heed those warnings to Jade. And Jade is pretty much the scientist of Fromville with all these theories and speculations and things of that nature. And even though a lot of people think Jade's a little weird, a little off on his rocker, he is right on a couple of things. And I feel like the difference between Jade and Estella, Jade has a mind that ventures off. And I do feel like Jade's IQ is a little bit massive than Estella. I just think all these questions that she wants answers for, even if you give her the answers in front of her, she's not going to dissect these answers or understand these answers. Even if you had the answers and you put them in front of her, Estella is not going to be able to process them. Okay? So she got infuriated and upset when Kenny was saying like, maybe, you want some tea. She didn't want no tea. Maybe getting out of those clothes, because, wearing the clothes you came in with just gives you old vibes and old memories of who you once was. Estella didn't want to do that because Estella didn't want to settle like everyone else. Estella feels like settling is you're giving up the hope of possibly leaving. And people just, people handle devastation differently, struggles differently. And Estella is handling it like, no, y'all settling because y'all have given up. And that may not be the truth for everyone. So she just, I don't think it was a tirade. She just had enough of listening to Kenny and walked off. Okay. And Kenny was also talking to the bus driver. And give me a second. They be having weird names. Her name is Angela Moore, but if I butcher her character name, I do apologize in advance. Whatever that is. The reason why I don't know her full name, because when I be watching the episodes, they vaguely even say her name, okay? Or she vaguely even says her name, okay? She's just a regular person from. But I'm noticing she's going to, they're going to give her a part. She's going to play a story in the Fromville universe. Now since Kenny's mother, Tan, she done passed. And then she asked Kenny, can she open the diner and start cooking for the townsfolk, okay? So now she has risen, where one character is no longer in Fromville. Another character is taking the responsibilities of what Tan was doing. You're not only cooking for the people in From, but she was always that person that, you could talk to. She was very comfortable to, bounce some ideas off. And she always had this perspective of making common sense common. Okay? So she wasn't a huge talker, but she would veer you into the right direction of where you need to be thinking instead of where you're thinking at right now. Okay? And with her passing in Fromville in season 1, I thought somebody's going to have to immediately take her place. And I thought oh my God, Tilla, whatever her name is, I thought she was going to be her replacement, but she died in yesterday's episode. So imagine that, okay? Imagine that. Her real name is Deborah Glover. Tidley. Let's just say Tidley. So, that's now since she's gone too, you got 2 elder senior citizens are no longer in Fromville, and Angela Moore, Baca, okay, she's going to be taking, Tan's responsibilities as far as cooking, and maybe they're going to evolve her role and in her character, making it almost a prominent character in Fromville. She might be the next eldest statesman, even though she's not as old as Tidley and Tan, but she can be served as the town cook and have make everyone feel comfortable. Okay, and she is they only have one child there, and that's in the Matthews family, and he adores her. Maybe not as much as Tan and Ethan Matthews adored Tan. He also he didn't really have that. He didn't really have that much time with Tidley because she was in Colony House and he vaguely goes there. But yeah, so she's gonna be replacing that. Okay, so Boyd gives her. She's been, tearing up the post office searching for a gun. Boyd gives her gun, but takes the bullets. It kind of reminds me of Barney Fife from Mayberry. Okay, Andy Griffin will give Barney Fife the gun, but with no bullets. All right, And Boyd looks at her and say, "Hey, look, when I feel comfortable giving you bullets, I will give you bullets, but you can have your gun." Because Boyd knows that gun is a symbol to her because she's being a new police officer. And it looked like she hasn't been in the force that long. All right. And she's still holding on to reality that in reality, she's a police officer. She earned the right to become a police officer, and she's not accepting this new world from Frumville where you're just another person in Frumville. No matter what you were in the real world, your responsibilities in the real world, or how important you are in the real world, in Frumville, you're just another residence here. So she's going to have to regain the trust of the town folks in From. She's going to have to really regain her trust with Boyd, her killing an innocent bystander. A lot of people don't feel comfortable around her. Even though she stays in Colony House, no one, want to be friends with her because of the tragedy that she caused. And she is very apologetic. She understands that's a huge mistake on her behalf. She's already feeling guilty about it. But then at the same time, this new situation she's not situated in this new situation. So she's holding on to what she once had before she came into Frumville. All right. So I do feel like she's going to be the type of person that's going to bump heads with Boyd. Okay. And she just don't feel like Boyd should be in control of the town. And I think there's going to be storylines of power struggle between Estella and Boyd. And, they're going to have confrontations, but I feel like they're going to, they're going to have somewhat of an understanding, or she's going to do something to prove that she's trustworthy and they can depend on her. She just needs her moment. I don't know if it's going to be in this season because I think they only do 10 episodes a year, and we're already at season 7 going into season 8. So it's just not enough episodes, in my humble opinion, to prove her worth and her value, and with the town people as well as Boyd. But this is a storyline that you can utilize in season 4 of From. Okay, so that's that. All right. So, okay, we already talked about wanting to reopen the diner. Baco want to reopen the diner. We done talked about that. We also Fatima's stomach caves in. Before she murdered Tilda, Fatima was further pushed to her breaking point when her stomach suddenly started caving in. This is terrified and painful, even made it worse by the fact that no one else sees it happening. When Ellis runs into the room after he hears her screaming, her stomach looked normal, making it seem as if she imagined the whole thing. It makes Fatima feel even more scared, isolated, and already feels as if her husband cannot fully see or understand what happens to her. Now, I did look at the other episodes, and one particular episode they said someone has gone missing in Frumville. They done ran off, and I do feel like this is Fatima. I do feel like Fatima is the individual because Fatima is coming from a perspective of no one believes her. Okay, her husband is being very supportive, but he's also skeptic. Tidla, I gotta know I butchered her name. She was understanding with her and fully believed her and was trying to help her. And now since Fatima accidentally killed her, and I do believe it's an accident. She just couldn't control her rage. Um, she has no one else to talk to. She has no one. All right. So I do feel like Fatima is the one that is going to run off, because when Fatima was when Tilly was dying, she looked up at Fatima and told her to run, because even when Tiddler was dying, she knew that this was not a good look for Fatima, and by her staying there, it's gonna make things go from bad to worse. Now people are really not gonna believe her. Then they're gonna talk about, jailing her or punishing her, whatever. And Boyd's gonna have to make the decision. Now, in season 1, and I need to go back into season 1. And this is why, okay, not Julie. And give me a second, folks. Oh my God. I cannot find this girl. And I know she's on this page. Not Maria. Not Julie. Is her name Kristen? Anyway, she's been hanging around Victor a lot. She's been friends of Victor. I think it is her, but I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, then tell me in the comment section I'm wrong. But she was outed in season 1 because of her, she accidentally killed her brother or her friend. I forgot. This was in season 1. And the town's folks were very skeptical of her, and everybody wanted her to be punished, and they considered that a crime. And one of the ways they punish people in Fromville is that they have to stay a whole night in this trailer, and that's where they're supposed to die by the creatures. They put them out there for the creatures to kill them for punishment, or even spend the night there. Okay, so everyone said that was the rules. Boyd was the one who broke that rule and just banished her from the town. All right, and at first no one liked that decision, and now fast forward into season 3, Boyd is going to have, and I don't know if this is going to flourish in these last couple of episodes, or this is something that's going to continue in season 4. I believe this is going to be season 4 storylines. When everyone finds out that she killed Tilly, then they want some retribution from that, and they want to punish her. Will she still be pregnant by then, or something, whatever's in her, or those imaginations go away? It's not going to matter with the town folks. They're going to come to Boyd, and they're going to say, Boyd, she needs to be punished, okay? We're not going to make the same mistake like we made in season 1, where you just told her to run off and be banished from the town, okay? That's not a good look, Boyd. So Boyd, Boyd had a lot of clout to do that. He had a lot of pull to do that. Right now, Boyd's slowly getting the confidence back from the town folks, particularly when Dale died in the pool. And people are starting to trust Boyd again, barely, because you got to remember, Boyd is overcoming some situations that he did in season 2 that people have not forgotten about. This is where Estella could play a major role in the town people not trusting Boyd all the way. But Estella got some baggage of her own because she shot a person on accident. Okay, so the power struggle is going to be there, but it's going to be difficult for Estella to completely take over power. Okay, or maybe Estella in next season would probably would probably get Kenny to challenge Boyd's decisions with the town. I don't think we're there yet with Kenny. Kenny is mourning the loss of his mother. He already lost his father in season 1. I don't think Kenny wants those responsibilities, but I do feel like Kenny's going to play a major role in establishing a relationship with Boyd and Estella. Get them to work with each other. Okay, he's going to somehow make that work. All right, so that I can see that happening as well. Okay, so Elgin finds the ghost lady and a dead body in the cellar, and that was the biggest scene in my, out of watching that whole episode. That was the biggest thing that I had a lot of questions about. Okay, so a new picture of a Polaroid camera that Elgin found shows that the town has a root cellar, which Elgin goes to this location. Then the same cellar where Victor hid when he was young, where Jade experienced one of those disturbing hallucinations. After a great deal of suspense and slowly moving through the dark cellar, Ellen seems to find nothing, only to hear a knock. He reopens the door at the end of the cellar, which reveals a dead body and the return of a skeleton woman wearing the kimono. The dead body that Ellen discovered is different from the crushed body that Jade saw in his hallucinations when he went down to the cellar in season 1. Elgin seems to have an understanding of what's happening to this deceased individual. He asked her if this is really what's going to happen. One of the most important takeaways from this scene: Elgin is no longer terrified of the skeleton woman. He explains her to be there and seemingly to be putting pieces together about what she wants from him. Okay. That was a very major part of this movie. This episode. I wanted to know more about it, but they just left it as a cliffhanger. I really don't want to speculate because I only have so little. But my thing is, who is that person that was under the covers when Elgin pulled it over? It was a skeleton. Maybe a man. I think it's a man. He had some clothes on. His clothes done almost disintegrated. It's just a skeleton. But I think Elgin has more. I think he has some idea what's going on, but he didn't explain fully in that particular scene. So they left that scene as a cliffhanger. Okay, so we're gonna have to watch more episodes to figure out what's going on. Okay, so Jade tells the residents that they may have been chosen by the town. Okay, Jade, Tabitha, Ethan head to see the From statue in the woods and the nearby red stones. Tabitha realized that she had nightmares about this location when she was a child. Jim has already been there with 2 residents gathering food to bring it back. As they talk, Jade comes to the conclusion that the free will has always believed to be an illusion, okay, and that residents may have always had the faith to arrive into this town. So Jade was telling Tabitha that, hey, look, you've been dreaming about this since you was a child. So the town was you pretty much didn't have a future. You was gonna always come to the same conclusion of being stuck in this town. Now, I do believe that theory that Jade has picked up on, but I do feel like the town chose all of them. I don't believe in there's an innocent bystander and they just got sunk into someone else's decision. Um, I do feel like I do feel like, and as the seasons go on, we'll find out that everyone is in the same faith as Tabitha. The only difference is Tabitha has put the pieces together and found out that all the dreams that she had as a child, she had dreams about this place. Okay, so I do feel like this town, there's no innocent bystanders, and I feel like this town has chosen all of them there. Okay, and maybe when the seasons go on, we may peep into everyone else's dreams, or always having this feeling of this is not where I'm supposed to be, where I'm currently at. Okay, so yeah, I do feel like the town chose all of them. I don't think there's no innocent bystanders. It happens for a reason. So that's my theory. I could be wrong, but I do feel like that's my theory. All right. Randall and Julie driving lessons just go left. As Randall moves into the clinic, he forms an unlikely connection with Julie, who stays in the clinic for a night while her family is out into the woods. Julie mentioned that she never learned how to drive. Randall takes one of the cars, even though they were not supposed to, and give Julie some driving tips. He enjoys the fresh air, the feeling of freedom he gets by driving around, but that's short-lived. As soon as he begins to see the visions of the cicadas again, the visions get so bad that he stops the car, ends up stumbling into the woods. Julie is concerned, so she follows him. They end up in the ruins in the dungeon where Boyd was infected. And unwilling unleash the dark forces from the music box. While Randall and Julie walked away before venturing into the ruins, it is clear that the threat of the music box and the hallucinations, it is caused so Randall and Julie, and this is what I was saying just a couple of minutes ago. I think the town has already chosen these people to go through these certain types of challenges in Fromville, and why different people are experiencing different things, different hallucinations, different feelings, and Randall and Julie, and I don't like it when people say it's an unlikely connection, because technically they have been connected since season 2, when Randall was on the bus with the rest of them. They got stuck in Fromville, and Randall and Julie and that music box thing where Boyd got those leeches running through his arm, which led to the dungeon, which led to the music box, and how the music box was plaguing and having a connection with Randall, Julie, and the other doctor, Sinclair. So all of them have a connection. And Sinclair recommended to Randall to stay in the clinic because Randall had fears about being alone. And she identifies with him. He shouldn't be alone. But y'all got to realize they have had a connection together in season 2 when it was going through all that weird, crazy stuff, okay? And Julie has a connection with both of them as well. So I don't believe that they have an unlikely connection. I feel like they always had that connection, okay? So That's it for today's episode of yesterday's show. I'm gonna give you my thoughts and my opinions about everything. Season 3, episode 7, and it was entitled "These Fragile Lives," and I enjoyed this particular episode, and to me, that was a great episode. And we're gonna go into. Hold up. So yeah, we're gonna go into my theories and my breakdown. Then we're gonna go into episode 8, Threshold. So this is gonna be an extremely long video. I do apologize for how long it is, but I'm gonna try to put everything under one umbrella. I enjoyed the episode. A lot of people, you didn't get a lot of information from yesterday's show, and it didn't curb your enthusiasms for the speculations on why Fromville's Fromville. But I do feel like yesterday's episode, it was more story driven. To have a continued story on top of another story with Fatima, with Julie, with Boyd. It was just more storyline. I loved the episode, but it didn't really answer a lot of the major questions. But it just carried on a continuation of the stories. So I liked it. There was no big cliffhanger. Well, other than Elgin's, what he found in that cellar, I feel like that was the biggest cliffhanger. Okay. What Jade believes that this town has been, he feels like there are certain residents like Julie that this was their future ending up in this town. I feel like it's much bigger than that, but hey, that's Jay's theory, so I'm gonna let Jay be Jay. All right. But yeah, I thoroughly loved it. Okay. So let's make this real fast, real quick. Let's talk about Threshold. Season 3, episode 8. Okay, accusations start flying and truths comes out to the light in the aftermath of a tragedy. And I believe that's Fatima and Tilly situation from yesterday's episode. Victor struggles to recover his long buried memories about the town's past. I feel like that's a key. Once Victor grab a hold to that, I feel like that's going to answer a lot of the big time questions of Fromville, since Victor's been there the longest. Okay. But there's a lot of memories that he has buried about the town's past. Maybe we'll get some insight into that. Hopefully he gets some breakthroughs into that. Julie and Ethan's search for answers about a mysterious ruin in the woods. Okay. That's all that's going on with that episode. I think that's going to be the Victor episode. That's going to be that. I feel like this is going to be. This is episode 8. So we got 2 episodes after that. So I think these past 3 episodes are going to have either continuation on the major stories, the major sub stories. They're going to probably continue into next season. So we're going to have a whole year talking about Fatima. We're going to have a whole year talking about Boyd and Estella, that dynamic, okay? Well, we're going to have a whole year about did Victor shed some light on some memories that he has buried. I don't think we're going to get the answers about Victor in this season. He may have a breakthrough in the last couple of episodes, and then it's going to fade into black, and here come the credits, and then we're going to be saying to ourselves, oh my God, I got to wait a whole year to figure out what Victor done figured out, okay? With Elgin, I don't think the Komola, that ghost that haunts him, or now it's time to find out the ghost is trying to actually help him. We'll get some insights on that, but we're not going to get a conclusion to that or a cliffhanger to that. And we're just going to have to wait next season for the continuation of that. And then you got all the other stories as well with Julie, Randall, the diner being open. Those are storylines, but they're not really major storylines. They're just, a filler for the other for the episodes. But this season has been astonishing. I thoroughly enjoyed season 3. And like I told you guys, I was a late adapter of From. I watched both seasons last summer, and I got hooked on phonics with them. Okay, so guys, comment in the comment section about your theories. Only comment about the episodes. Okay, please, everybody, respect everyone's opinions. Please respect everybody's theories. Let's just talk about theories. Let's not talk about butchering people's names or this person theory sucks and this, that, and the third. I'm gonna have to monitor the comment section. I really want the comment section to be your guys' domain. You guys talk it among yourselves, what y'all believe. But this is all from my review of From season 3, episode 7 into episode 8. I hope you guys thoroughly were entertained by this. It's your boy. I will see you guys in the next video. Deuces, guys. Deuces. Thank you.